Well, after picking up just 1 out of the 4 possible points last weekend, the Lake Forest men's hockey team has some work to do with 4 games left in the regular season to recapture second place in the NCHA South Division. I'm Cam McGuire, the voice of Lake Forest College Hockey, and coming up I'll be joined by head coach Pat Keller in this week's episode of Inside Forester Hockey. Joined now by head coach Pat Keller. Coach, you guys picked up 1 out of 4 points last weekend, but you thought your guys played well overall.
Well, yeah, I thought on Saturday night we played well for the most part. Friday night was a little bit disappointing, coming out a little flat at home, I thought. But 1-0 lead heading late into the third period. I mean, we certainly had a chance to win that game. And then going into Saturday, I thought we had some good jump on the road Saturday night, and first 2 periods we had a lot of scoring chances. We just unfortunately weren't able to finish, and then they capitalized on their chances in the third period.
And you look at Friday, you guys were outshot 37-25, but in the third period you killed off a 5-minute power play for MSOE. You wanted the win, but you got to be happy you got 1 point.
Yeah, a little bittersweet with the 1 point. I mean, obviously, you're in a tight playoff race in the South Division, so any points that you can pick up are big, and 3 out of 4 against MSOE on the season. I think if you tell me that at the start of the year, probably more happy than not. But yeah, I mean, good to pick up a point, and now we just have to focus moving forward these last 4 games.
Concordia Saturday, you guys had a ton of chances, but it was one of those things where you just couldn't find the back of the net, and they capitalized on a couple mistakes. Yeah,
I mean, that's exactly it. I think we know against those teams, and against Concordia on Saturday, it's going to be a good game, and we expect nothing less. And I think for the first 2 periods, even in the third period, I mean, chances kind of going both ways, and they're a team that likes to play pretty wide open. So we knew if we played our game, we would get our chances, and that's what happens. It's just unfortunately the finishing, the execution that wasn't there for us. But I think there's a lot of positives to take out of that game on Saturday night headed into this weekend.
So one guy who has been able to capitalize on his chances recently, junior assistant captain Bron Loisel, now 2 goals in just as many games. He's starting to heat up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Bron's, I think he's finding a little bit of confidence right now shooting the puck, and we talked to him a lot this year about being a little bit more assertive, taking pucks to the net himself. He's got a tremendous shot, putting more pucks on net, and now that he's finishing a couple, I think you see that confidence starting to build, starts in practice and carries over to games. So, he's certainly a big piece for us, especially up front and on the power play. So, we're glad to see him starting to gain that confidence.
So Lake Forest has 2 home games this weekend, Friday night against the number 1 ranked nationally team, the Adrian College Bulldogs, and then Saturday night it's alumni night when Lake Forest will face off against Trine University. And if it wasn't for the alumni, we wouldn't be standing here right now.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, they're actually doing some work around the rink right now to get ready for this weekend, and I think for us, we're so grateful to have this facility on campus and all the renovations that have been completed over the last 6-7 years. It certainly makes our job recruiting a lot easier, and I think our players are certainly grateful for everything that's been done by our alumni, and this Saturday should be a great celebration, and thanks to all those who have contributed and all those who have been a part of Forester hockey.
So we'll start with Friday here. Adrian, obviously, they're outscoring their opponents 91-36 this season. How do you approach a team like that?
Well, obviously they're extremely talented up front, and for us this second half is really about been trying to find some consistency. I think defensively, being a little bit harder to play against, and they're a team that I think you approach the game and you want to be hard to play against. They're going to get some chances, but at the same time, somewhat like Concordia, I think you're going to have some chances going the other way, and you have to be ready to finish those chances because it's probably more than likely that they're going to get at least 1 or 2 on you. But I think it's an exciting opportunity. The number 1 ranked team in the country coming into our building, and having some home ice advantage here for us, hopefully. And I think more than anything, the guys are enthused and they're excited about the opportunity.
And then Shrine on Saturday. You saw them about 3 weeks ago. You won 6-2, but 4 of those goals came on the power play. They've just got 1 win in their inaugural season in the NCHA this year, but they can't be overlooked.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, only 1 win in the NCHA, but they've played some teams, including us, really, really tough this year. And to me, they're a team that has an identity. They play a really physical brand of hockey, and they compete for 60 minutes. And I think you have to be prepared for a team like that because if they get a lead or if they get some momentum early, they're just gonna keep building on that. So we expect a very competitive game, obviously, out of both teams coming in this weekend. And to me, in the NCHA, you can't overlook anybody on any given night.
So a big weekend ahead for the Foresters. As always, both games will be streamed on GoForesters.com. This has been another episode of Inside Forester Hockey. Thanks for watching.